Okay, we're back here again. I hope you enjoyed the little Comic Con Holland vlog, and well, I have my handy dandy notebook, my little sunflower notebook, so let's get into the fun stuff, finances. I have been writing up everything that I earned those days, so like how much they cost, how many of them, and just like a little bit of description of each of them. I also wrote up all of my expenses, so before we go into the fun stuff, I will just quickly go into that just to kind of explain some of the things there. First of all, the actual cost for the stand itself, like the table that you buy. I did not order any chairs because I just brought my own ones. But I brought my partner as a helper, so that is a little bit extra because of the dealer ticket. All in all, for the table and the tickets for both me and my partner, it ended up being 205 euros. For the other expenses between this time and the last market, I spent a lot on packaging. So let's see, yeah, I spent a lot on packaging bags, so you know, like paper bags, those kind of things. I also ordered wooden pins for the first time. Those were kind of expensive, like I don't know, 50, 70 euros, something like that, for 2 wooden pins, and I sold none of them. I'll go into that as well. This time I finally had an actual cube display, you know, like those typical grid boxes. Well, I had those in like brown cubes. So those I finally bought for this event, and those I can also use for the next event. So I'm also including those kind of displays that I have been buying. Then it was quite a bit of expenses on such as printing, like the stickers and postcards, prints. I also tried screen printing for the first time, so tote bags, these ones. So this was my first time selling things like tote bags as well as like pouches. And as you might have seen in my last vlog, I did a little like last minute or like the days before, I bought a ton of bottles to make magic potion bottles, which also cost quite a bit. As you could also see in my vlog, I bought my handy dandy wagon that was very practical to bring everything to the convention itself, and I can also use it next time. So all in all, I know that I have spent quite a bit on expenses, but a lot of those things are materials that I can use again, and just to kind of fill up the stock, and as well as packaging and displays. So all in all, I spent 433 euros on materials. That leaves expenses a total of 538 euros that I have to earn in. Now for the more fun part, how much did I earn? As you saw in the vlog, it was a very slow convention compared to what it has been before, but I still made my table cost back as well as some profit, if you don't consider all the materials and yeah, those kinds of expenses. So for Saturday I earned 297 euros, which was pretty good, I'd say. I already managed to earn back my table cost then of 205 euros, so nice. So then that leaves Sunday just making profit. Sundays are usually slower, so I earned 196, which is still good. It's 2/3 of Saturday, so I'm happy with that. I think that's pretty common to earn like maybe 2/3 of the Saturday on a Sunday, so makes kind of sense. So yeah, I earned in total 493 euros, so that's almost 500. I'm just gonna round it up to 500. If not, then well, it will kind of leave me in like that would leave me in like minus 45 euros. But again, it's still profit because I mean I can use the displays and materials for the next convention, which by the way is Tobo Fair Utrecht. If you're going there, then I'm there. Woohoo! Buy stuff. So yeah, for being the first convention, like a big convention, to actually be vending in an artist alley, I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, 500 euros, it was 200 in table cost, 300 euros profit, I'll take that. Hi, it's me from the future again. I just saw now, I calculated again and I had more expenses. So it was actually 662 euros that I spent on expenses, leaving me in minus 170 euros. Okay, so just sorry about that. Okay, let's go back again. Whoop. So now let's look at some of the best sellers and the worst sellers. Okay, so let's go into bestsellers first. Or I didn't exactly have like one bestseller. There were no like true bestseller items that I was selling. It was very like spread out, and I think I got quite lucky with like a few groups that were like super Zelda fans or really into some kind of things and just bought a lot of it. So for those customers, I'm really happy that I found my stand. But yeah, I think I was a little bit lucky with that. Other than that, it wasn't really any like bestseller, you know. So I had a few groups that bought a lot. I had like a friend group that just like really loved Zelda, so I actually sold 3 of the Light Dragon prints from Zelda, which was also the only art prints I sold, I think. But I'm really happy that I actually sold that to some fellow Zelda fans, so yay! There was also this one person that really loved potion bottles, so I had like 3 sizes. I had the small, medium and large potion bottles with different price range, and they bought 2 of each bottle, so that's 6 potion bottles just for one person. And then I had another one that also bought like a couple of the medium ones, so nice, some extra profit there. Also for the chibichaoshop stakeholders, very happy. I had like this like little sale, so it would be a little bit cheaper each time you bought like more chibichaoshop stakeholders. So I had 2 people that bought 4 each, so that was already 8 of them sold. So yeah, I think I will make more of those next time as well. For stickers, I had different kinds of stickers. I had the typical vinyl stickers, and then I also had some paper stickers. The paper stickers were cheaper and they were just kind of like in a box in the front, so people could just like go through them. Then we had the vinyl stickers where I had already put them up on like displays, and you kind of had to just point out and I would give them the stickers. So I think those 2 different methods of displaying stickers also kind of reflected a little bit on which one I sold the most, which was the paper stickers. I sold 18 paper stickers. I did, however, sell 14 of the vinyl stickers, so I'm pretty happy with that. All in all, just for stickers, I earned 46 euros, which is 10% of the whole total of what I sold. So for just being like these little small stickers here and there, like they just cost like 2 euros here and there, I mean, they do pile up and give you a little extra profit. Now let's go over to the worst sellers. Again, it wasn't really like that many like worst sellers or best sellers. It was very spread out, but yeah. I do wish I sold more ceramic necklaces, like the little sea bunny that I'm wearing. I do want to focus a lot more in the future on porcelain necklaces or ceramic necklaces in general, so I really wish I sold more of those. I did sell 4 ceramic necklaces, which is still more than the resin necklaces, which I sold 3 of. So I'm still happy that it seems like people still love them more, a little bit at least, than the resin necklaces that I'm moving a little bit away from and more towards ceramic. But also it might also be how I display them. It was very much on the side, so a lot of people didn't really see them. It's like you had to kind of like, oh, there's a calcifer necklace there. I didn't know that. Like, it was always like, oh, you saw like a ceramic pot of calcifer, and then I would point out, oh yeah, we also have a ceramic necklace of calcifer hanging there, and then we'll be like, huh? Ah, okay. So that could also affect it. For teapots, I still have a lot of teapots left. I also have a lot of Christmas themed teapots, but I didn't put those out. So yeah, for teapots, I did sell 2 of them. Which is not a lot, but I also had 1 art trade, so technically I got a t-shirt as well. For the ceramic pots, I only sold 2, my most expensive one and my cheapest one. And my ceramic pots are also my most expensive items. The most expensive one I had was a calcifer pot for 45 euros. I know it's a little bit expensive, but I mean, I did spend a lot of time and glaze on it, so I kind of was like, I don't want to underprice myself, and you know, if someone really wants it, they will buy it. And I mean, it did gather a lot of attention, and someone really loved that pot, and then they bought it. Other than that, they were just like nice eye catchers. I had this little frog pot with like a little butt on and like eyes sticking out on each side, and I just had it like in the very front, and I swear there were so many people that stopped at it and commented on it. I think like 80% of every customer that I had, all of them were pointing at the frog and laughing. So it was a nice eye catcher. It drew in a lot of attention, but nobody bought him. But I mean, he was there, he made people laugh, he did his job, I guess. Maybe he will be sold at the next convention, or I will sell him online, or I will just keep him, I don't know. He's very cute. And since I tried screen printing for the first time, I tried to sell pouches and tote bags, which didn't exactly work out that well. Again, might be how I displayed them, but I had 2 different kinds of pouches and 2 different kinds of tote bags. I sold 1 pouch of an orca and also 1 tote bag of a shrimp. So sadly no tea bags or Raymonds got sold. At least Raymond is my mom's favorite Animal Crossing character, so she really wants that as a birthday present, so I mean, it wasn't a waste anyways. So yeah, that was kind of like the worst sellers, best sellers, if that counts as it. Yeah. And next we will go into kind of some tips and advice and just some notes that I wrote that I had to remember for next time. So for being my like first like big art stand, like with those like display cubes and everything, like so much effort putting into it, like it took us 6-7 hours to set up. I'm pretty proud of it, but I gotta say one thing, that it was very overwhelming, not just for me because like it took a lot of time to set up, but just how it looks like. I had so many products that I wanted to showcase. I had to put them everywhere. A lot of things got hidden. It was just so overwhelming. So I feel like a lot of people kind of walked to my stand and they were just kind of boom a lot. Then they were just kind of standing there like, okay, I don't know where to look, and let's go to the next stand. It was a lot. It was pretty, but a lot. So for next time, I really have to focus on not making it too overwhelming. Maybe take away some of the products and wait until some is sold out before I take it out. Or just like try to balance it a little bit better. So yeah, I guess that counts as kind of tip number 1. Just try to balance it and don't make it too overwhelming. So let's go to tip number 2. Have things on an eye level. I finally had those cube boxes, whatever they're called, but I had them in like 2 levels, which apparently is a little bit too high. I mean, the boxes are quite big, and I think for the next time I will put them just on 1 level and not 2 levels, even though it looks kind of cool with like this like staircase. I saw that a lot of people didn't see my ceramic pots on the 2nd level, or the pouches, or anything that was on the 2nd level. Everyone was mostly just staring at like the table and possibly the 1st level. So I will be removing the 2nd level for the next time, and yeah, just use the table and just 1 box. Tip number 3, self-pick. As I said with the stickers, I sold more paper stickers than vinyl stickers, and after seeing a lot of like discussions on like Discord groups and other groups, I see that a lot of people tend to go for self-pick. The downside with self-pick is that it can be very easily stolen, like all these little stickers just having in the front, all the stickers, people can easily just steal, but at the same time it might make up for it of like how many you sell, because people are shy. So a lot of people don't want to be like pointing at stickers like, yeah, I want this one and that one, and like a lot of people just want to like silently go to your stand and just go through some stickers, just pick them up and just hand it to them and pay and go. And I think it's nice to have that chance for people to be able to buy without having to talk or discuss. I did actually have like a little like shopping cart with little like notes, so you could write it down and just hand me the paper if you wanted to kind of just order stickers, but I noticed that nobody wanted to do that either, so I think just self-pick for next time is a better solution. I would also do the same for postcards. I did already have self-pick for postcards. They were in a little box in the front, but instead of having them in a box, I will be putting them in more of like what's it called, like a plate rack, just so it's like this. Just so it's like easier for people to go through and actually see all of them. Tip number 4, diagonal boxes. As I mentioned with the porcelain necklaces, they were like on the side and a lot of people didn't see them. And I really want to focus on selling porcelain necklaces, so it's not something I should be putting on the side where people kind of have to like turn around to actually notice. So next time I am going to try and put them like diagonally on the box. Okay, let me try to visualize it for you. So all of these panels, these boxes, were on the side with jewelry and people couldn't see them at all. And even if you move it like this, like use it as like the boxes kind of like that, on the staircase, it's very straightforward. People are seeing it kind of from above, so it's still not like straightforward for them. So I will be using little strips and then like push it a little bit forward, so they will be kind of laying diagonally, and then the jewelry can hang diagonally and people can directly see it much better. So I'm gonna try that for next time. I don't know if it's gonna help or not, but hopefully. Tip number 5, make sure you have enough connectors. One of the reasons we spent 6-7 hours on setting up this art stand was because we didn't have enough connectors. So connectors are those like little things that you put in the corners to connect the boxes to each other. And we didn't really have enough of them. I think we were lacking like 10, 12, something like that. So yeah, we didn't have enough connectors, and you kind of need to set up the basic build first before you put on the product. So we had to wait a little bit, quite a long time actually, because like I did get in contact with my friends that had extra connectors, but usually since they have more training in setting up displays, they would come later in the evening, possibly around 7, while we were there already at 2. So then we would have to wait quite some hours just to get the connectors to start building up the main displays. So yeah, luckily I got to borrow some connectors from my friends, but yeah, you really shouldn't depend on that. I need to order more for next time so I can just like start building right away and not just be like waiting and trying to figure out what other things you can do in the meantime. Tip number 6? Question mark? Bring a blanket. It was so cold. Or if it's later in the summer, maybe bring a fan. Just like consider the temperature, because it could really ruin the weekend if you are sitting there and it's a slow convention and you're just freezing, or in the summer just like sweating. So I'd say just consider the temperature. And tip number 7, and also the last tip for now, just make sure that you have printed out enough business cards. I literally have 1 business card left that I just kept for myself, just so I know the quality for next time. I ordered 100 business cards thinking that would be enough for a 2-day convention, and let me tell you, people really love to just take business cards. I mean, I made them into this kind of like mini print, and people like to collect business cards just as tiny little mini print, you know. So yeah, they went out the first hour of the second day, and then I had no cards left. And I did have a sign with like QR codes, like where you can follow me, but people were still asking for business cards and I didn't have anything, so I'm sorry about that. Next time I have ordered at least 200 business cards. Hopefully that will hold. However, I just got into the dealer hall to Abunaicon, which is in August. So I will need to order some more business cards for that as well. So yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. The little dive into my finances and bestsellers for sellers and some tips and tricks for next time. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, please subscribe, comment if you're going to any of the conventions in the future. I need some more ideas where to go and where to apply for, so please do that. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!